Manistafada Foro Bilarizai Yahoo Besairi Walbadiniman In the north of Papua New Guinea, we find a very different region to the Highlands, around the Sepik River, which flows from west to east. It is 1,126 kilometers long, and its basin covers 78,000 square kilometers. It is a river of deep, slow-running waters, and it carries enormous quantities of mud. When it flows into the Bismarck Sea, its brown waters stain the sea for miles out. Human activity in the basin of the Sepik River goes back around 40,000 years. About 200 different languages are now spoken here. The first contacts with foreigners were with the Chinese or Malaysians who came to hunt for the birds of paradise. In 1885, the German zoologist Finch was the first European to reach Sepik, and he called it the Kaiserin Augusta in honor of the wife of the German emperor. Despite the fact that there are hundreds of different tribes, they do have some common characteristics. One of these is the enormous houses they build, and for this bamboo is the most important material. With strips of bamboo, they tie and join the frame and make the floor. The walls and roof are made with bark from palm trees and banana trees. On the outside of the house, the effigy of the family spirit protects those who live there. Several generations of the family live in the same house. They only build a new house when they need more space. Fish is their main source of protein. The river has an enormous variety of fish. Many species have been introduced recently, like these introduced from Africa and which have rapidly increased in numbers. They trade in dry fish with the other tribes from the north of the island to the Highlands. This is also the land of the crocodile men, the sacred animal of the Sepik. The spiritual life of these people is centered on the tambaran or house of the spirits. The drawings represent gods shown in their dreams and going about their daily lives. The greatest god of all is the crocodile, the king of the river. The tambaran itself is built in the shape of its powerful jaws. The tambarans, also called boathouses, are generally in the center of the village. They are large, up to 40 meters long, and are generally in places where the waters do not reach, even when the rivers flood. Women are forbidden to enter. Inside, the men meet to invoke the spirits and to take decisions which will affect the community. On special occasions, they get together dressed in traditional costumes and dance around the tambaran. In this way, they call on the spirits that protect them. From within the tambaran comes the magic music that tells the dancers what they must do. Inside the house of the spirits, the initiated beat the garamut, a kind of enormous tom-tom, and play the ritual flutes. These calm waters of the Sepik hide a mortal danger. In PNG, there are two species of crocodile, the New Guinea crocodile, which can be up to 4 meters long, and the marine crocodile, which is the largest crocodile in the world. It can grow to over 7 meters and can live in both freshwater and seawater. In captivity, there have been examples of crocodiles weighing over a ton. They are naturally aggressive, true man-eaters. This crocodile is worshipped in Sepik. This is the best conserved region of Papua. It is a bird paradise. As there are no roads or paths, humans have had less impact. Sagu, from which they make bread, is the daily food for these people. This is a palm tree from the trunk of which they extract a starch which increases enormously in volume when cooked. To obtain the starch, they wash the crushed pith, which they then pass through a sieve. Each tree gives between 300 and 350 kilos of sagu. When it is dry, they grate it and obtain a flour which they use to make bread. In the Sepik River, a spectacular phenomenon occurs. Islands are formed which float and move with the current. They are sometimes so big that they form natural dams. The water has to flow around them, creating a vast, rapidly changing network of canals and lagoons. There are thousands of water hyacinths in the river, and they accumulate in the pools and lagoons, forming vast extensions where it is virtually impossible to see the water. The natives are always aware of the state of the canals and where it is possible to navigate, though with great difficulty. The hyacinths have large hairy roots which, crossing and intertwining, reach down into the mud of the river. They can form large solid platforms on which grasses and bushes then grow. Parts break off and become floating islands. As these plants rot, tannic acid is formed, giving the river the color of strong tea. These waters are called the black waters.